The women of Ait Youssef ul Said often sing while they work. The dry fruit of the argan tree is collected once it falls to the ground. The village is about an hour and a half's drive from the city of Agadir. The argan tree plays a vital role in this barren area. Local villagers have formed a cooperative to process and sell its fruits. The head of the cooperative tells us why the tree is so important.
It's the most beautiful tree. It flourishes in hot areas, withstands the dry climate and doesn't need additional irrigation. The little rainwater it gets is sufficient. If we didn't have the argan tree, this whole area would be a desert.
That would make it impossible for the women and their families to live here. But by farming and selling the tree's fruits, they're able to generate an income. They've always used the tree to make cooking oil or cosmetics. But now they sell it too. The oil's nutty aroma and nutritional properties have made it a top seller, and local cooperatives have mushroomed in recent years. Jürgen Grabener works with a number of them. He's worked with this one for 4 years.
They're forging ahead. This is a cooperative that has very much taken its future into its own hands. They rarely need our advice now.
Jürgen Grabener takes us on a tour of southwest Morocco. He works for the German development organization GTZ, supervising projects aimed at preventing desertification. Goats are a major problem. They traditionally feed on the argan trees and do substantial damage. Many of the trees never recover. The forests have thinned out, and it's also led to soil erosion. In one village, a group of women are seeking to solve the problem. Here in Tamlalt, the locals keep a specific breed of goat that can be fed in a stall rather than eating the trees outside. The upkeep is more expensive, but the women also have ideas about how they can earn extra money.
We want to use the milk to make goat's cheese. That way we'll be able to make more money than by just selling the milk.
The fight against desertification is a constant battle for precious water. The traditional wells have dried up. Many farmers have left. Those that remain have to use water sparingly. Tamlalt now has a shared reservoir supplied with water from a deep well that is divided up between the local farmers. The sight of the water awakens memories of better days.
It reminds us of the time when the landscape here was so beautiful. People were doing well. The River Sus had enough water. We were able to irrigate our fields using traditional methods. In those days, the river supplied water right up to here.
The Sus Plain has traditionally been one of Morocco's most fertile regions. The lack of water here is not only a result of climate change. The groundwater level has sunk dramatically because of large-scale agriculture. Greenhouses stretch right across the plain. Jürgen Grabener takes us to see one. Most of the crops growing here are destined for export. These tomatoes are for Europe. Morocco depends on its exports, and agriculture is one of the country's economic mainstays. Grabener says it's a real dilemma because the agricultural sector uses too much water. And that's even though every drop is measured, thanks to a sophisticated system that measures the water content in the soil. But is the practice sustainable?
It's a pragmatic approach. There are no alternatives right now. But in the long term, everything possible will have to be undertaken to address the issue of water management, and the government is already working on that intensively.
The regional parliament is based in Agadir. Its president, Brahim Hafidi, tells us that water resources and irrigation methods are now strictly controlled.
We have decided to stop the expansion of irrigated areas for agriculture. At the same time, we're also working to develop traditional farming in the mountains and oases.
The village of Al Jorf, 30 kilometers from Agadir. The local farmers have set up an irrigation cooperative. Jürgen Grabener and his team provide training courses on how to save water. The farmers also learn about tapping financial subsidies. Grabener's team offers the training, but the villagers have to take the initiative, and it's not always easy. They often have to fight the local bureaucracy to get projects approved.
Obviously, we may have 20, 25 people here, but that doesn't mean they all become specialists in project management. But there are always 2 or 3 who take over and draw the others along with them.
Whether in Ait Youssef ou Said or the other villages, local residents face a daily battle to stop the desert spreading.